All right, so to solve this problem, the key is everywhere you see a variable, we're going to replace it with the corresponding number. So we've got an x here, we're going to replace it with a -3. We've got a y in two different places, we're going to replace both of those y's with 10. But first, when I'm simplifying this, I always like to rewrite it, and instead of with the variables, instead of x squared, I'm going to do empty parenthesis squared plus, instead of y, I'm going to do empty parenthesis. And then on the outside of the radical, it's going to be plus the absolute value of empty parenthesis there. So I'm going to replace the x with -3 and replace the y with +10. So first I'm going to do this without a calculator, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with a calculator. So fast forward if you don't want to see this first explanation. But -3 squared just means -3 times itself. -3 times -3 is +9. So we've got 9 plus 10. I'm going to rewrite that 10 with my red color. The absolute value, so these vertical bars right here, these just mean the distance from 0. So on a number line, how many units is 10 from 0 on the number line? Well, it's just 10. 10 is 10 units from 0 on the number line. And then we'll simplify this. 9 plus 10, of course, is 19 plus 10. It's possible like this is the correct answer right here, but more than likely, depending on what the instructions say, they may say, give me a decimal to this problem. All right, so to simplify this, to type this in the calculator, and we want the square root of 19. The square root button on this particular calculator is you hit the second key, and then x squared, and then type in 19. Hit the right arrow key to get out of that square root button, and then plus 10. For some reason, there's a ton of adds on this. There aren't usually. And we get our answer 14.358. If they want you to round it to the nearest tenth, it would just be 14.4. Now, if I was going to type this in all like it looks from the beginning. So that means if we were going to type this straight in the calculator at the very beginning, I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to hit the square root button still. So that's second. Just realized I'm using a different calculator. I actually like this one better because it just shows up better on my screen. But it's the same buttons. Second key. Let's turn it on first. Second key. And then this x squared button. And then I'm going to hit parenthesis. Negative symbol 3. Close the parenthesis. The square button goes here, plus 10. We need to get outside of the square root button, so hit the right arrow key, and then we need to do plus the absolute value of 10. So to find the absolute value button, it's underneath the math key. We'll scroll to the right to NUM, and absolute value is number 1. And we can just type this in. We should get that same decimal. Yeah, 14.35 or 14.4 rounded to the nearest tenth. A lot of steps to do it in the calculator, so it's probably good to be able to answer this problem with a mixture of both. Good question. Feel free to ask anytime.